Gather round, island lovers. It's Demi and Jasmine with your Fire Pit Chat, your daily dose of all things Love Island. Attention all wine lovers. Savor your wine in style with the new Vogue Chill Stemless Wine Chiller. Vogue Chill keeps your wine crisp and cool by actively pulling heat out of your glass for truly effective temperature control. Keep wine perfectly chilled in your own wine glass using their detachable and refreezable chill cradle that actively chills the wine in your glass. No more chunky or plastic tumblers or ice in your wine. It's just you, your glass, and your favorite pour perfectly chilled. You may have seen our Vogue Chill wine chiller making an appearance on the pod. We love to use them to keep our beverages at the perfect temperature while we watch all the drama unfold in the villa. Go to voguechill.com/firepitchat-15 and use code firepitchat-15 for 15% off. I love that Vogue Chill guy. He's the best.
I literally keep forgetting.
I know. We should Vogue Chill on the pod.
I know. You need to remind me because I have no brain.
Yeah, no.
I miss the days where I would just come to your house and it would just be prepared for me.
Yeah, it would just be right there.
It would be chilled. There'd be ice in it. There would be vodka. There would be Coke, Diet Coke.
Sometimes an Aperol Spritz, perhaps.
Did you ever make me one of those?
I don't know. Did I?
I don't think so. I would have remembered that shit.
That would be good.
We had to redo the beginning part of our episode because I'm literally so dumb. Okay, so basically I was saying that this episode was the reason why we're happy that we have the space that we can talk about it, because this was crazy. And I was saying how I feel that the producers have made some serious mistakes with this season. And I'm worried that, are all of these choices they're making teeing up Joey? They don't actually care who's here because Joey already won. Because why would they send home Ronnie and Harriet? Now we have lost Will and Uma. And I'm trying to figure out who is left. Because now we have honestly, we have 8 people who are single.
Mm-hmm. And just when a couple could start to make good TV, the producers send them home. It makes no sense. Ronnie and Harriet. We were robbed of missing out on a Casa experience with both of them. They both could have went so crazy. Will and Uma, obviously they were getting back on track. I don't think Uma was going to go for Reuben, obviously. But the thing is, the viewers still like to watch a rebound too. If Will and Uma really stuck together for the rest of the season, they could have been a contender to win it. I love a comeback couple. Do I think Uma's stupid? Yeah. She didn't let him grovel for that long. But if Will really, really stood true to her and another bombshell came in and Will didn't even turn his head, we would all be obsessed with them.
For sure.
So it's we're not letting people rebound. What about Samantha not letting her rebound? It's just they're so weird about that. And it's they're for this season, which is so produced, they're forgetting to produce. They didn't have to send Will home. They could have been they could have done anything.
But it's just
they could have just been
why are we dumping one person? There are 4 people sleeping outside. Get rid of 2 couples. Make them vote against each other. Why did Will go home? That made no sense. It made no sense. And I'm sorry, but Uma, Uma grossed me out on this episode. Sorry, continue on because then do you have any thoughts on?
Well, I was just gonna say they could have had the 2 new boys steal their girl, and then the Islanders have to vote for a boy and a girl to go home, and they could have literally just picked it. That would have been better to me. We have Jess, Hugo, which are apparently nothing. We have Mimii. We have the 2 new boys. We have none of these people.
Emma, Grace,
Blade, Emma,
Connor.
You're telling me Connor is still on this,
but Will went home.
But Will's going home. Emma, who said 5 words this whole time she's been here, is still on the show. Blade? I'm still have to watch a Blade on my screen.
It's so weird. What a weird choice.
Even Grace, she does try, but barely. Jess, she can't even make it work with Hugo. There's just so many other people to choose. And now we can move on.
That's what I'm saying is producers, if you were going to cut, there are so many easier choices. I don't understand this Will thing. Like, you just made us lose some, like, another couple that we could have rooted for. And could they have seen that coming with Uma? Yeah, you could have seen that coming.
Mhm.
Like, Will going
I mean, the
home-
producers could like also like nudge Rueben in one direction or another. I'm sure the producers. If I was Rueben and I was about to pick Uma and I look over at her and she's bawling her eyes out, like thinking I'm gonna choose her, like I would probably just like skirt, say Jess or something.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's weird he stuck to his guns and said Uma.
But you think it's
know.
weird? Because straight up, she fucking led him on. She flirted. You would have thought that Uma was into him. But if you were looking at their two conversations, not Uma talking to Will about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If you were looking at Uma and Reuben, she was like, yeah, we can go for a chat. Like, the girl was into Reuben. Like, whether it was an act to make Will jealous, obviously it was. But if I was Reuben, like, I would pick Uma. Like, I don't understand why she was shocked. I truly believed, like, why would he not choose her? She never said she's, like, I was, like, flabbergasted when, I don't even know if that's the word, but, like, when Reuben says Uma and then she gives Will, like, 3 kisses, like,
yeah,
that's disgusting, dude. You led this fucking guy on to make Will jealous, but, like, straight up, you don't think their conversations were flirty?
No, she used and abused him. She really, really did.
Like, worse than Jess used Sean.
Yeah, I like totally forgot about that. Yeah, it is worse than when Jess used Sean because she had absolutely no intention of ever trying with Reuben. And that's why it is worse than Jess, because I think at least Jess was open to trying with Sean. Like, Uma knew what she was doing. She had no intention in actually getting to know Reuben. I really don't think. I think she was all for Will. She was using this to make Will, like, jealous and grovel, and she liked getting the attention.
Yeah, but don't you think that there's a reason why Reuben chose Uma in those conversations?
No, I do. I could see from Reuben's point of view, he could be like, this could be something, you know, and it's ballsy, it's a bombshell move. But in the actual moment, when she's like crying,
in the moment,
if I was him, I would have.
But like, he put all of his eggs in her basket because she kept leading it on. Like, that's my point. Is like, she literally teed this up, and she's like fucking Joey when Jesse picked Joey.
Yeah,
he's like, what? It's like, Grace is like, bro, you were entertaining it. That's how I feel about Uma. Like, you were entertaining it. You caused this whole thing, and then the whole time you're like, well, make sure he doesn't choose me. Like, to Will. It's just like, girl, you're pathetic.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, she just, like, honestly looked so dumb. Like, the amount she was crying over Will, I'm like, do you think Will feels that way, Uma? Like, she was sobbing, crying.
It was bad. It was like, but it was like, we went from you literally saying he's embarrassing and he's an idiot to I love you. So when did we get to that? It took Reuben liking you and then you leading him on. And by the way, you never even like apologized to Reuben. You just like said fuck off, Reuben. Like, my job was done. It worked.
Dick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
In poor taste.
Yeah, really in poor taste. But also another point is that, to kind of like change the topic just a tiny bit, when Uma got stolen, the producers didn't have to send Will home. Like, he's single, you're vulnerable. Like, they could have still sent home these duds of couples, because I don't care, like, at this point, what Jess is doing. Like, I'm not even rooting for Jess anymore. Connor has got to go. Blade. Like, there's so many people. So many, like, dude. I just... And I'm saying to get rid of these people because they're not bringing anything to the show. Like, if I was a producer, I'd want someone who can bring some... like, drama that people want to watch unfold.
Grace is the only one like attempting something, and yes, it's a little try hard, but it's something.
But like, Blade and Connor just sit there. Like, they're not even funny amongst the boys. Like, why are we sending home? Then Will could have been jealous when she's with Reuben. Like, there was so much that we could have We could have unraveled with that. It was in such poor taste for everyone, for Uma, for the producers. Like, we should be ashamed of ourselves tonight. We did not behave in the way I expect Love Island to behave.
No, I'm so embarrassed and disappointed with Love Island.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm actually worried for like the future of the show.
Yeah, like, are they just teeing it up for Joey and Grace to get back together?
This is crazy.
That, I'm telling you, I will never be okay with that. I will never be okay with that.
I can't possibly. The only reason why I can't possibly think that is because the way Grace is moving.
Yeah. And honestly, Joey, like, and Jesse, like, they seem to be on a good
though, but they're not showing us.
Yeah. They showed us like a tiny, tiny little morsel today.
Yeah. Barely.
But yeah, it would be nice to see, like, when
they're one of our few
point
couples.
Of Love Island, we have to start rooting for couples. Like, they're not giving us that. They're forgetting that part. Like, we love the drama. We love the steal, people go home. But we need to get glimpses of the actual couple so we can give a shit who wins.
Right. It's so weird.
Because at this point, I really don't even give a shit who lasts.
No, because it's like, was that comment by Io real?
What'd he say?
Like with the Mimii thing?
Wait, can you repeat it? Sorry, don't get mad at me, you guys. I didn't write a note on this part.
He's by the fire pit, and he was like, if Mimii said she was still into you, like, would you do that? And it was like, he brought it up. He's like, I just feel like basically it's not over.
Yeah, Io, like, in what world is it not over? Like, he just never wants to, like, dead anything because he's so scared of being stuck with one girl. Like,
yeah,
I feel
like the grass is greener.
Mm-hmm. Because it's like, if it doesn't work out with Jessica, he'd slide back to Mimii. But, like, you don't give a shit about Mimii. You just know if you wanted to, Mimii would be open to it. So you want to keep that door open. It's, like, gross, honestly. Io just...
Yeah, I know. Like, we were just settling with you and Jessica. Like, we were enjoying this. Like, don't be an idiot.
And you're also such a different person with Jessica. Like, you are lit up. Like, you're trying to tell me it's not done with Mimii. What's not done?
I know.
Like, you weren't giving any of that energy to Mimii.
Even Mimi's
so it's not
energy
even fair.
With, Josh.
Way flirtier, way better. Like, I just don't think they're suited for each other. Yeah. I think they're friend vibes.
Yeah, agreed. Like, and you can have, like, chemistry as friends.
Totally. Like, you can vibe as friends and maybe it can be confusing, but, like, then seeing them, like, romantically flirty vibe, it's not for them. No.
Agreed. How about Josh and Mimii going to the hideaway?
I thought that was, like, fun. Like, yeah, good for Mimii. Like, get into the hideaway. And, like, I like Josh, like, kind of being like, this is who I'm top interested in right now, and, like, making it kind of known and being like, ballsy. I liked that. The kissing, like, right away, his first morning in there is insane.
Crazy.
That's insane.
Even she was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, she's like, it wasn't supposed to be that easy. I'm like, damn.
But it's like, yeah, he came on to her strong.
Yeah.
But it's like, why not
but
have
if
a little
I
fun?
was Mimii, exactly. If I was Mimii, I'm like, finally, someone who's, like, going to put it all out there for me.
Yeah. Until it's, like, speech.
Which, like, if you know you're choosing Mimii, leave that part out. Like, you can spare Grace's feelings. You can just ignore that.
Do that.
They must have been doing.
What about the combo with Grace and Josh? Like,
they
walked away from that combo? Two separate ideas of how that combo went.
I thought so too. Like, I thought Josh knew Grace was putting it on him and he was kind of just being, like, polite, but, like, pushing back at her. Like, he was like, so, like, what do you want?
No, that's exactly the vibe I got. Like, she was like, oh yeah, she was so desperate, like, so thirsty, like, and he couldn't have been less interested. Like, he was just being, like you said, being polite. Like, he was like, and she was like, yeah, I got, like, it was flirty. I'm like, girl, that's not your man. Like,
no, that's not your man.
I feel like you're just, like, he said too long that you don't know anymore what's good.
Exactly. And also, like, I feel like she's just, like, so not used to every guy groveling over her. Like, I just feel like she's like, no, he must be interested because everybody's interested. Like, I just don't think she even understands. Like, she's never on the losing end of these battles, I feel like, in the real world.
Yeah.
Or in the situation she puts herself in the real world. But, I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something about their conversation. It's gone.
I wanted her to at least go for Reuben. Like let Mimii have Josh. That's clearly something. Why wouldn't you go for Reuben? You said you were into Reuben first.
Right, and anyone with eyes can see that Reuben's trying with Mimii, but Mimi's not going to go for it. So maybe even like just plant. Sorry. So just plant that seed. Like Uma's not going to go for it. She's in with Will, and get in there and let Mimii have Josh.
Yeah, agreed. I thought that was so weird, but it's just like,
oh, this is what I was going to say. Josh pulled out the whole like, oh, I don't know why you're single. You have great chat. I'm surprised by that. It's like, that is what every guy says. Every guy says, how are you still single? Like, it's just like a polite thing to say.
Like, you want to date me?
Yeah, exactly.
No,
you can change that.
Not me.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, how are you single for someone else, you know?
That's literally what he meant.
I really do think so.
Yeah, I got that vibe. That's why I thought that speech was so weird. Like, 0 out of 10 speech. It was bizarre.
It makes sense if he was going to choose Grace. But if you're going to choose Mimii, like, it's just, now it's a dig to Mimii, you know?
Yeah.
If you choose Grace, it makes sense because people saw you with Mimii. Yeah, they're literally. But we wouldn't have to scrape if we kept certain people in.
I know. It's wild.
It's like they want to make this season worse than it can be. They're like,
it's guys. It's ran by guys. No offense.
No, it really is. Like, they just want to get rid of like anything that can be interesting. They're like, let's just get rid of anything that could be good TV.
They're like, we already know the ending of the show, so it doesn't really fucking matter.
Yeah, they're like, we literally have had this ending contractually figured out since Joey Essex signed onto the show, so it really doesn't matter what we do here.
I can't believe it.
Like, they're playing with us.
I can't believe it. I'm still like on the edge of my seat about that. Like, I can't relax about that.
Yeah, not until we get proven.
Yeah. So then you had Hugo talking to Io about Jess, and Jess talking to Emma about Hugo, and Jess is like, oh, it's going great.
It's really good.
Hugo's like, nah, like the conversation's flat. And then I think Jess saw his body language, immediately got that like gut punch. And it's like, girl, we're always right.
Mm-hmm.
So like whenever
your guts always
know. Like, whenever they try to like skirt around this shit, you know that you're about to get dumped. Like you knew it. She knew it. Is this a dog?
How intuitive?
Where's the little dog?
Yeah, he's in his crate.
Mean.
No, because I just didn't want him to chew on our fancy equipment.
Yeah.
You know? But that was so intuitive of Jess to literally be like, I'm pretty sure they're talking about me and it's not good. Like she knew.
Yeah.
But it's so true. If you let yourself listen, you will know what people are thinking about you. If you let yourself listen to it.
Facts.
But the thing is, it was just, I feel like Hugo was like, he was trying to say it in the nicest way, but he was essentially saying he's bored, which is just like, I don't know, that triggers me, dude. Like, I'm like, oh my God, that's mean.
I don't think I've ever been called bored. You know what I mean?
Oh, I've been called boring before.
You have?
Yeah.
Who?
Well, I'll tell you later.
Give me a hint.
I swear to God, you would never guess it.
Oh my God, I would kill them. You're like the funniest person ever.
No, like it triggered me.
It's like you hated
like,
him.
So,
that's why.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like maybe you had nothing to say to me, and so I was like, I got tired of bringing the conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
But it is crazy how before that though, Mimi's. Oh my God, I can't stop saying Mimii tonight.
You love
it's
her.
So funny how before that conversation, Jess never got the vibes Hugo wasn't fully into it.
Yeah.
But gathered around the fire pit, they looked cuddly. So I don't know if Hugo's just like not good at giving her cues that he's not into it.
Right, because we never saw like any. We'll probably see that next episode. And that'll just be like a new story arc. And then it's literally called like Dump Island. Like We have so many people on just a free vacation. Like, get them fucking gone. Which I am glad they're doing a vote on individual favorite girl or boy.
Yeah.
Because that's how we'll get something interesting. Because we could send home like a couple. Like a part of a couple.
Like,
but then again,
yeah,
it's like
honestly,
we need couples because at this point.
Like, they can't even vote on get rid of your least favorite couple because there's like so many people here. Because, okay, now that Jess and Hugo are going to break up, we have Jess single, Hugo single, Connor single,
Emma
single, Blade single, Grace single, Reuben ? Single.
Right.
That's 7 people.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
That's like the whole like first cast that they bring. Like
it's insane. And they're not gonna intermingle now with each other. And we can't just keep sending bombshells in because it's like we can't keep adding more people. We need to get rid of these people. The only interesting thing is if someone out of the fucking blue turns their head for someone random in the villa and you're like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. And then it's a new story arc.
But that's not going to happen for Connor or Blade. Because
goodbye.
It's already Hugo, goodbye.
No. Hugo's our only hope, to be honest.
But here's another thing. At this point in the game, if a bombshell does come in and they make it work with someone on the show that's already there, for them to be one of the strongest couples, like they're at such a disadvantage just because they have so much less time than all the couples that are already in there.
But the couples are so weak that it's like that girl, one of the twins with that big like linebacker dude from Paige and Finn's season. They were like, I remember. 4th.
Yeah,
it's because you're rooting for the individual, basically, at this point. Like Amber and Greg.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be that way if they just kept people in. Like, it's just so insane. At this point, like, I'm going to be left between voting for Joey Essex and Grace because they're going to get back together.
No, they're not.
And Nicole and Kieran. Like, who am I going to vote for?
Who would you vote for if you had to vote, like, top 3 favorite girl and favorite guy?
That's a good question. Like, I never really
Mimii,
thought about my favorites this season. I love Mimii. I can't get her name out of my mouth.
Yeah, I would do Mimii. Matilda.
Mimii. Oh, love Tilts. Love Matilda. And not Grace. Not Jess.
Oh, I would do Jessie.
Not Jessica. Yeah. Jessie. Not Nicole. Yeah, it would be Jessie.
And then if I were to pick guys, like it would be like Kieran.
Yeah. Guys,
it's
tough. Like,
am I voting for Joey?
Not in it. Yeah, like I guess by default Joey would be in there. I'm not voting for Io. I don't like how he plays.
Yeah, no. I like them as a couple. I don't like him individually.
Yeah.
I don't even know what other guy I would choose.
Like, there is no other guy. It's not Blade. It's not Hugo. It's not Connor. It's not. Is it Sean? Maybe it's Sean for me.
No.
Yeah. It's like, it's so sad. It's so sad.
And it's like, we could have kept in couples so that we can then be like diabolical and like choose Kieran as our favorite and like Nicole doesn't get picked. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like make it
but
good
then you're
TV.
letting the public decide who they want to watch.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because this dumping where we're just like dumping Will, like the public could have wanted to watch them.
It's weird. It's like
together.
we have no fucking say because the whole thing's planned.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it is pretty crazy.
Like
there's no
by a
games.
bunch of like no games at all.
Someone did say that Love Island did the Twitter challenge. Or is doing it.
No way.
Like US. That's what I meant.
Yeah. I'll watch just for the Twitter challenge.
Honestly. That makes me sad that I'm
good.
not part of Twitter Love Island or US.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like no challenges now, but obviously we didn't want them, but like, I don't know, dude. What a weird season.
It's definitely run by boys because boys don't care about like little cute games. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, true. Any last thoughts?
And it's also really weird. This is like completely has nothing to do with anything. But I think it's weird we can see the cans that they're drinking out of. Like I've never ever watched a season where I can see it's 7-Up, it's Lipton iced tea, and it's like a Rockstar energy drink. I think it's so weird that we can see
We're not seeing water bottles.
The actual cans. No, like they're barely drinking out of their water bottles because they let them have the cans.
Love Island is like poof gone.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like are they like placed ads?
Yeah. Is my guess.
But so crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, and we even seeing more of their food. Like we never even would be able to see that. Like,
yeah, like I watched people eat a pudding cup. I would never see that.
I know.
It's so weird. Like maybe late at night they have a little cheese toasty.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, I've noticed the cans too because I was like, oh wow, they don't even have water bottles. Because even like Samantha was doing like a promo, get your famous Love Island water bottle. It's like, bitch, I don't even see them in this season. I didn't even see your name. Like that was their whole thing. Like it was them talking and you would read their name on their fucking water bottle. Like,
yeah, that's how I knew the names.
That's what I'm saying. Like that helped so much.
Exactly. No, it was iconic. I don't know what they're doing over there in headquarters, but they've got to get it together.
Yeah. It's like, did all their money go for All Stars?
No, all their money went for Joey Essex.
Yeah.
Like that is the whole budget for this season. They're like, we can't afford your personalized water bottles. You can drink the Rockstar energy drinks.
Blame it on Joey.
Yeah.
But Joey's not even doing anything.
No, especially now. Like Joey might as well not be there.
Because you're not allowing us for him to like for us to want him to be there. It's so weird.
I mean, I guess we didn't talk about, but he got mad that Blade called him like dumb or like insulted him, saying he's not the smartest. When like arguably, I don't think Blade's really like a sharp tool in the box either. You know?
Who do I think is smarter though?
I don't know if like I'm not saying they're dumb. I'm just saying if I was Blade, I wouldn't really be like calling out someone else's intelligence. But he doesn't seem like
Blade thinks his shit
a professor. I like can't stand Blade. I think that's why I'm just like, ew. Like, I don't know. Blade like has always bothered me from the beginning. There's something about Blade in a bad way for me. Like I have a bias towards Blade. 100%. I don't know what it is.
That's how I feel about Connor. Like, ick. I have the ick. Like you have the ick.
It's just like Blade's energy. Like I don't like that type of guy who's just like, I'm literally God's gift to Earth. You know?
Yeah. I don't mind it.
No, yeah, like some people like it. I think that's what like Grace is initially attracted to.
Yes.
Like because it like makes sense. Like Joey kind of has that, Blade kind of has that, Josh kind of has that like really strong confidence.
Yes. I wonder what's happening with Grace. Like what is she gonna do?
Oh, Lord knows. I guess we'll find out. Maybe she'll like go for Reuben now.
She should. If she knows what's good for her.
Mm-hmm. If she was smart, yeah.
She's playing something.
Jess got to get her stuff together too.
Jess was actually kind of making sense when she was talking to Uma though. She was like, you've had such a hard week and you're going to leave now. Like it was the nicest way that she could say anything for Jess.
Yeah. I think it was very much, and she was kind of like, I feel like we'll put you in this position, which is kind of true because if they were super strong, like I don't think Reuben necessarily would have went for her, but he saw like a weak spot there, you know, with her and
she allowed him. Like I can't be fucking bothered. Like you allowed him to pick you.
Yeah. I mean, she should have said, we're trying to work things out.
Exactly.
Like, because that's what you're doing. You're trying to work things out. And then things were good. And then you didn't bother to tell Reuben things were good.
That's
so
what I'm saying.
you play with fire, you get burned.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's
like she didn't even like think. She was just like, I'm leaving.
But also like you're just gonna give up like she's a model. Like these girls go on this show for Instagram followers, for sponsors, like to boost their influencer career. Like you're gonna leave early and like lose followers and like cut down this experience and not like she could have just stayed for the rest of the summer and hung out with her girlfriends and like made money because she's going to be like more known the longer she stays on the show.
Yeah.
Like just from a career standpoint, like you're giving that up for Will who barely said sorry like 24 hours ago.
Barely.
Like
he's like,
kind
today
of
was great because I didn't have to talk about what happened.
Right? Like, bro, talk about what happened. It's been like it just happened. Like Will has gotten away with murder.
Yeah, and like it's like a shame they're gonna leave for like someone you're not even gonna be with by the end of the season. It's gonna be over.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you're gonna try on the outside.
And they don't even
Love
live close
see
together, which was a little nugget.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, are you really going to make it work on the outside when you have actual jobs and you have to take like trains and planes and cars to see each other? No.
And you have
and now Will's going to have so much temptation. Yeah. Forget
all
it.
the short, petite little blondes.
Forget
like,
it.
It's just weird. If your type is that, then it is weird that you're into Uma. Like, Uma's gorgeous and beautiful, but like, the fact that you are openly talking about your type being small, petite blondes, like, it was something you kept saying. And now everybody knows.
Times.
And now you're with Uma, who's like literally a tall, gorgeous, beautiful model. Like, it literally makes, like, the math doesn't match. So it's like, does Will really like Uma? That's why everyone's like, girl, it's sad to see this because like you're literally leaving for someone who is straight up lying. It's like, do I feel like he's lying?
I just think Will like likes her, but not enough. Like genuinely, because if he really liked her, he wouldn't have done that with Lucy. I know he chose her in the end, but you're so right. Like as a guy, their types don't differ so much. Like if they're interested in a type of girl, like they pretty much stick within that box. And Uma's gorgeous. Anyone would fall for her. Yes, but he brings up these kind of weaknesses like, oh, it was a slow burn. She's not my type. Like if you're bringing it up, there's a reason you're bringing it up. Like if she's not your usual type, but you're like so into her, like that's kind of the end of the conversation. We don't keep bringing that up in Casa, after Casa. Like it is bizarre that he's doing that. I think he does like Uma to some degree. Certainly not the degree she likes him.
Oh my Lord.
I'll tell you right now, Will would have not left for Uma. Absolutely not left for Uma.
But he said it.
Will would have.
So that's why she did it.
But I can say I have $1 million in the bank right now and I don't, like you can say anything. It's his actions and his actions haven't proved that.
But it's like, this might be why she hasn't had a relationship though.
Totally. I mean, I hate to like say this, but she's a stage 5 clanger.
Right.
Because, like I'm telling you, her crying this much at when he was going, like probably scared him away. Like this man is not ready for commitment.
Stronger couples that like when I think back at like Sophie and Connor, like old school season, that stayed, that were strong, like didn't just go through that thing with Casa. Like it's just insane. Like it's insane.
A lot of couples like that in that situation like would have stayed. Like I think it's crazy she left. I think it's a huge mistake. I think the girls, except for Nicole, who just gives the worst advice ever. Like, Nicole should not be allowed to give advice. Nicole should not be. She is not in, like, the mental headspace to be allowed to get. She's like, go get your girl. Go get your guy. No, Nicole, no. He needs to be getting her. And I liked what Jess said about, like, if this is your person, he should be waiting for you on the outside. Like, why don't you test Will and see, like, if he does wait for you on the outside? Because then you know he really likes you.
No way. There would be 0% chance that Will would wait for Uma if Uma stayed.
But I think Uma knows that in the back of her head, and that's why she left, like to hold on to this, like it's so that he couldn't not wait for her,
right? So
that she could keep talking to her,
even more of a red flag.
Exactly.
Insane. So I think tomorrow the vote will be revealed because it did say the results will be for tomorrow's episode. So they're going to do another dumping. They have to. Please, Lord. I can't watch other people sleep outside. This is like inhumane.
No, it's way too many people. I can't keep up with it. And it's too many people who do nothing. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if everyone was bringing something, okay, maybe it's different. But half that house isn't doing anything, saying anything, making anything happen. Like, we got to get rid of the duds.
All right, guys, I guess we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you guys all for the Same Fire Pit Chat, your daily dose of all things Love Island. I'm your host, Demi, and this is Jasmine. We appreciate you listening. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We're also available as a podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to leave us a 5-star review and share with your fellow Island lover. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.